We've reached double digits and we're heading to the European leg of the F1 calendar. It's the Spanish Grand Prix and we're at round 10. The race at the Circuit de Catalunya takes place over 66 laps of the 4.657 kilometre long circuit. The most wins by any driver at this circuit is 6, and it's a record that's jointly held between Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, well, he could sure use a good performance here after Canada. The track has 14 corners and 2 DRS zones, one being down the pit straight and the other being between turns 9 and 10. Remember, no more chicane either, as we're still running with the updated layout, thankfully. The tyres available for the drivers this weekend are the C1, C2 and C3 tyres, the hardest in the range, which is a big change from the softest we've ran for the past 3 races. It's a different circuit with different challenges though. Before we get into the updates for Spain, I wanted to talk a little bit about flexi wings. It's a big topic of conversation, at least if you're Red Bull. The champions have supposedly questioned the Mercedes front wing to the FIA. They believe it's flexing a significant amount at high speeds. Now, this isn't something new. In fact, it's believed Ferrari and McLaren both have very flexible front wings, and Mercedes' recent front wing upgrade took them in that same direction. The wings will pass the deflection test when stationary, but when moving at high speeds and cornering, they're going to flex to give the car better performance and better balance. In fact, as we've seen with Mercedes, it has significantly improved the confidence the drivers have and their performance. We'll find out in Spain though whether that performance translates. Red Bull want clarification on it so they can proceed to follow the same route themselves. Although all of the front wings, including theirs, will have an element of flex, they've done it before as well. It's just the amount and how much that benefits the teams. It's just something to be keeping an eye on over the next few months. Upgrades. Well, Ferrari are likely to have the biggest one, as they're pulling forward their Silverstone upgrade, or as much of it as they can, to Spain in an effort to close the gap. This will include a new floor and supposedly some improvements to the rear bodywork and diffuser. But Mercedes and McLaren are both planning on bringing upgrades as well, but not as substantial. Andrea Stella has said that McLaren will be bringing small upgrades over the course of the next few races rather than one big upgrade. And it's the same for Mercedes. They have new parts for Barcelona, but right now it's not entirely clear what they are. In fact, Toto Wolff said, "We have new parts coming in Barcelona. That should help us. So I would very much hope that we can continue this positive trajectory. I can't tell you how big the upgrades are. Sometimes when things interact well with each other, the overall flow structure becomes more efficient and you're able to optimize the ride height. Bit by bit, we've added more performance. It will be another step in Barcelona and hopefully we will see it on the stopwatch." If you are a Mercedes fan though, I wouldn't necessarily get your hopes up. This is what James Allison said. "While I'm pretty sure that we will make a good showing in the nearby future races, I'd be surprised if we were on pole at the next round, for example. But I'm absolutely certain that we can be as fast as anybody over the coming period." James Allison spoke about how they think they've found the solution to their problems and they know the direction they need to take moving forward, but they want to err on the side of caution. They don't want to get too far ahead of themselves, and they know they're going to need to perform on other circuits and other types of circuits before they can 100% say if they've made that breakthrough. Also, Red Bull aren't sitting still. We believe Red Bull are bringing a small upgrade to Spain as well. In fact, most other teams will have parts this weekend, and it's always the case with Spain. It's in a much closer proximity to the team's headquarters in the UK, and the track is a very good measuring stick of upgrades because the teams are just so familiar with it. It could be a close one yet again, and we're just not sure who's going to be at the front. But I do suspect Red Bull will be a lot closer to that front than they were in Canada, if not on the top step. Let's see what the order is when the cars head out in anger for qualifying on Saturday. I'll see you then.